At 5:30 on a February morning in a little town in Quebec, a spectacular event is beginning. The largest cross-country ski competition in North America, the Canadian Ski Marathon. Setting off into the darkness are the first contestants. For the next 2 days, these 600 skiers carrying heavy packs will try to ski 100 miles in the attempt to earn the coveted award, the Courrier de Bois. At 8 a.m. on the same cold, snowy morning, 3,000 skiers wait keenly for the starting signal. Every type of skier is entered, from the oldest, Jack Rabbit Johansson at 101, to the youngest at 4 years old. Skiers from as far afield as Norway, Finland, Italy, and California have come to test their cross-country skills and endurance in this 2-day event. Skiing 50 miles a day, they will follow a well-set trail across rugged Canadian terrain. Depending on their skiing ability and stamina, participants can choose from 9 different categories. There are family and school teams, racers, and relay teams. And for those 6 and under, there is even a Mighty Mites class. The majority of contestants enter as single tourers, for the Canadian Ski Marathon is an event in which skiers challenge themselves to ski set distances within regulation time limits. The marathon trail covers 100 miles of varied bushland, hills, woods, and rivers, and is divided into 10 10-mile sections, each with its own checkpoint. Skiers arrive at checkpoints in different ways. Some rush past with a flourish. Others just don't quite make it. Canteens at each checkpoint provide hungry skiers with hot drinks and food to keep up their stamina. After several hours on the trail, it's nice to have a rest and make repairs. Depending on snow conditions, the choice of ski wax and the method of application can be critical. Everyone has their own technique. With no time to waste, the Courrier de Bois are already preparing to get back on the course. Carrying their regulation 12-pound packs, they must complete 50 miles of trail today. Arriving at checkpoints, relay team skiers find buses waiting to transport them on to further checkpoints, and tired skiers are taken back to their hotels for the night. At the end of the first day, some skiers spend the night in the luxury of the Chateau Montebello, while the hardy Courrier de Bois contestants sleep out in the snow before setting off again at 6 a.m. The other skiers prepare themselves for the 8 a.m. start. Weary muscles and sore feet from the previous day have been revived, and everyone is keen to tackle the second 50 miles. Racers are given a 3-minute head start for a clear track, while the others wait impatiently for their starting signal. Despite the early hour and the nipping cold, most of these skiers look happy. Perhaps that is why the marathon motto is, be cheerful and have a good time. Along the trail, official skidoos make safety checks, as sudden warm weather can melt the ice on river crossings. Safety is of major importance in the organization of an event of this size. Families make the marathon an enjoyable weekend outing. For this lad and his grandfather, the beautiful background scenery is an added bonus. At every checkpoint, skiers are checked in and out by officials who record the skier's number and time. Later, calculations will be made from these records. All checkpoints have time limits. When the trail close sign is put up, late arrivals are often disappointed to find that they have been too slow and are not allowed to continue further on the trail. Deep in the woods is checkpoint 10. These coureurs de bois are relieved to have arrived at this last checkout point before the trail is closed at 3 p.m. Spot checks are made to see that everyone's pack weighs the regulation 12 pounds. No exceptions allowed. Skiers leaving this checkpoint have been keeping good time for the past 90 miles. The average skier travels 3 to 4 miles an hour, taking about 3 hours to ski a 10-mile section. But for a racer, traveling at 10 to 12 miles an hour, a section takes only 1 hour. Skiers are still keeping up this exhausting pace as they near the end of the 100-mile trail. Giving a last burst of speed to show the onlookers that they still have plenty of energy left, the successful skiers arrive at the finish. Some Coureurs de Bois winners still look amazingly fresh and fit, while others are just happy that it's all over. Many skiers will receive distance awards for completing 60, 70, and 80 miles of trail. And for those who didn't get as far as their first 50 miles, well, there's always next year's marathon.